Okay, we finally got stuff working correctly. So it's the 4.3 or not 4.3, sorry. It's just the lighter format. I was trying to get this thing to cooperate with. So it's progress. We're going to be going into the basement to then see all the mess and hopefully see all the cool progress and stuff. Also, one cool thing before I go is check out the little pacer toy I forgot I had. It's the wagon. Isn't that cool? Okay. So yeah, there's the office room. You're not going to see my face that close, hopefully, again. And yeah, cleaned the living room. So I had to delete the other streams because both the phones were working so terribly that they weren't even uploading or even video or recording in the correct format. So it's a horrible time the whole way through. So yeah, there's our mess. So I'm just going to be cleaning up the whole hobby room and try and get some stuff assembled and put together and basically just hang out, and that's about all. So we're just going to set you probably down here. Cool with that? Yeah, that'll do, I think. So yeah, there over there is where I do all the soldering and stuff usually, and everything else on the floor is just long-term stuff that's been a mess. So now you're just gonna see me run around and working on stuff, and you guys can just kind of hang out or chat. Cool. So first thing off the bat, I was going through a few of the plugs. I've got a friend who likes the old school Dean's plugs, and I might be using some of the really old school Dean's plugs for a Lego I was putting together, which we'll get to that later on. Yeah, specifically these 4-prong mini like Dean's. I should have just brought the back guitar. Hopefully the sound of the laptop fan isn't too extreme. I will prop that up in a little bit to get more airflow to it, since it seems to be using the fan a bit more than usual, even though I don't use the laptop that often. So I don't suspect there's a lot of dust in the fan or even the laptop, but that's how things go. Hopefully, if it does keep snowing the way it has been, then I'll just be able to do a live stream tomorrow showing just building an igloo, because I've been wanting to do that forever, and we're not getting quite enough snow yet to do that. So. I'm gonna run a few things upstairs, okay? Yeah. All right. So first thing off the bat, keep shoving stuff away in the bins and just kind of start putting stuff together and listing a few other things today. So we'll probably start with the little WPL that I was starting to put together with the Tonka Jeep, but we're just going to go with the Ford Bronco body because it'll be way simpler for me to try and put that together and just sell it. So that'll be the plan. In hindsight, I might put a few things away since it's a mess. So this was in the, so the basement window well used to have a bunch of weeds and dirt and some other stuff in there, and it was just being a mess. So everything in the back of the basement window is a bunch of moss. So after this winter, I'll hopefully be able to scrub that down pretty well and just get it cleaned up. But a lot of rock and some other things I put in there to make it nice because I was planning on putting like my green onions I've been growing in there and just kind of have it as a miniature greenhouse for them. But yeah, this and that pole were keeping the arch like dome I had put over to keep a bunch of snow and stuff from getting in there and flowing through the window. I don't really need them anymore, so probably going to clean these out and put them away somewhere. But for now, let's go over here. Pole can go away, and this can get recycled. And I'm just going to check the stream since I can use my phone to kind of see how the chat is, or at least if it's functioning correctly. There we go. Seems to be a bit of a smudge. Give me a second. Gonna look kind of just creepy for a sec. Better? A little bit. Trying to see if I should move the camera a little bit. It'll work. So this was one of the crazy projects I've been working on for a while. It's just been kind of gathering parts. It's using some Tamiya axles and some really crusty Tonka Jeep stuff. So I wanted to make a really low profile one that was able to flex pretty well. So that's where we're kind of at. And I'm still having to cut a bunch of garbage out of the way. So the thing's pretty crunchy. So yeah. We might get to that tonight. I want to clean up the room and you guys can check out what I've got, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's trying to stab me. There we go. Here's other parts. There. So here's another kind of funky one we might get to today. I just need to clean up some motors for it. It is a 4-wheel drive Tamiya Blackfoot. I'm using 2 King Blackfoot differentials and just gearboxes, and I grafted them to a ORV chassis. If I grab some of this hardware out of the way, you guys can see what I've done underneath because there aren't that many people who've actually built these into 4-wheel drive. So I think that's everything. All right, so 4-wheel drive ORV chassis. It's modified, just Tamiya Blackfoot. So the rear end of it, stock Tamiya Super Blackfoot or King Blackfoot. Front extra gearbox. I cut everything out of the way of the chassis and then just started mounting it in, and that's about where we're at. So yeah, everything's working out for the most part. I just haven't had a lot of time to finish out the kinks of it and make it where it works a little better. So yeah, It's gonna be awesome when I get it done, but I have no idea what body I'm gonna put on it yet. But I think for the most like attention, like just getting it like original original Blackfoot body will look the coolest on here to get like people to think it's cool, like the Clodbuster one. So there's that. I have no idea where I'm gonna put it because I don't have that many hooks up here. Crud. I have a broken. Okay. I think we're just gonna go back to putting that together after I put some stuff away. Okay. I am actually, if I grab a few boxes, I should be able to start organizing all this RC stuff that's scattered around. So I'll be right back. Okay, box ID is probably not going to be that bad of an idea because I don't have any other shelves I can really put up in here, but we might get to where I'm putting like some picture frames up on the wall and getting stuff off the ground. So yeah, box. The drift van is something really cool I've been working on. It started out using Tamiya Mini Cooper or just MO3 suspension, and because Tamiya, the quality of the plastic's so horrible, for the most part, other than the Clodbuster, that everything just kept breaking to the point where this is virtually nothing left of Tamiya other than the knuckles and hubs and the wheels and tires I've got. So this will be worked on, and I'll put a gyro in this to make this where it's a little drift van. So that's going to be a cool one. For the most part, the front end's done. I just got to make some shock tower mounts and then put normal shocks on and then cleared some stuff for the wheels to turn a bit more. So there's that. The whole rear gearbox, just random other junk that will be put together eventually. So more box. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. This was a Tamiya front end I used to have on it, and just the whole A-arm mount just kind of shattered because okay. So it's really organized for about 2 minutes before I start working on another project. That's usually how it goes. So this will look pretty nice for probably a day at most. So, yeah. It's piecing together hardware to get it all put away. Because for the most part, I can just dig all the hardware out from all the random boxes I've got. But the bigger issue is just getting parts and stuff organized, like finding hexes that are the thicker ones that have a few millimeters more in case I need to do that for clearance issues. Just random nonsense stuff. Or finding another Dean's End, which this one I'll keep out for another project, which we'll get to it today if I stream long enough. It's the Lego, like, I think it was like a rock bouncer or something cool. It's the Lego one from a while ago that I'm almost done rebuilding. So from the box art, this looks almost the same, but it's got suspension and steering, and it's RC, obviously, so it'll be cool. The Dean's End will help with the mini LiPo that thing is going to have in it, what currently has in it, but I need to make it where the in plugs into it. Just dumb stuff like that. Or random A-arms will go in the box for A-arms. Okay, checking the quality of the stream. Okay, battery life is good, so we'll be fine. Oh, hey! Thanks, Rank Cave, for showing up. That means at least the live chat is actually working, so thank you. Random shocks, go over there. Okay. Another thing we'll get to is, check it out. It's the Lego 3-wheeler from my old YouTube channel before I used to have a email that was Yahoo, and they killed off the Yahoo email I had, and it locked me out of the old YouTube. That's like 16 years ago or something at this point. So yeah, this 3-wheeler's been around forever, and I finally starting to work on it to make it where it's like better. So it'll be awesome. It's even got a Lego dinner plate for a headlight. So we'll get to that. I'm probably going to post, this is what's left of a spare really rough. It was they made a King Blackfoot that I used parts of to make the one really good Blackfoot I've got that'll be like cool. That's kind of how things work out. Sometimes you have a bunch of garbage parts and you end up making something cool out of them all. Sometimes. So yeah. Or other cool stuff, like at least now that I'm streaming it, I can show like the carnage that the Clodbuster Tonka had for a front gearbox axle thing. So let me gather the pieces. So actually, this is about the only piece that isn't broken. Yeah. So all of this, like all these little pieces of gearbox, are what used to be the front axle on the Tonka Clodbuster thing. So it was a mess. Yeah, even got a part street. See? So it was supposed to be, yeah. If we stream long enough, I might be able to show how I was posting some stuff for sale and just the overall, like how you can do it yourself if you ever want to. Because it's really simple. It's just the idea of the better that your pictures are, the more concise you are with what you're taking pictures of for a description, easier the stuff sells. Basically, don't use a bunch of extra words kind of thing helps. So. Okay, you know what? Now I'm seeing the stickers next to it. The Hobbywing stuff might look pretty cool on the blue van here, so that'll stay with it. Why did I do that? I have a box for parts. There. So I didn't know if anyone was going to think this was cool, just kind of seeing like a relaxed stream of just working and putting stuff away or not, but that's kind of like how some of the days of doing this stuff works out behind the scenes. Other than me missing shots of just dropping stuff into boxes. It doesn't get old. bit. So there's a bearing size I can't remember the name of that I'm looking for that will finish the gearbox for me to put a lot of pieces back together for that drift like cab or yellow cab over Tonka I've been working on. So if we're lucky enough while I'm cleaning, I'll find that part, which is a big incentive. Can I make the shot? Sort of. Okay. After I get more stuff put away, we'll go through and use this actually on the Tonka Clodbuster because the rear gearbox is starting to break apart the same way the front one was because it's a 30-year-old like plastic gearbox. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I picked up that Maruti Hunter that no one's really seen on the channel yet. The thing smells like death because it came out of an abandoned house, but we'll get to that one in a later video. I just haven't had a lot of time to edit a bunch of stuff together. So yeah. Cool. Okay. Teaching. Okay, and we've got this. So yeah, random thing. I don't try and hoard stuff, but like this comes in handy. It's just random chunks of plastic where sometimes I'll need to make a random bracket or parts for even the X mods I make. So I just pick out like flat plates and stuff out here and it just comes in handy. The radio's in the back here, just like some long-term stuff I'll work on eventually. One of those where I usually have something else come up that's a hassle, kind of like a lunchbox or just something else of a project, but that's just long-term stuff. Great. Just try and get this gravelled up over here. There we go. Is this the drill bit bag or the one for crystals? This was for drill bits. And this kind of proves what I was talking about because I found the correct like nut I was looking for other than, yeah, it's got more paint on than I want. I'm just I've got a few different things I'm looking for while I'm cleaning right now, and yeah. Is FN crystals or 75? It's FN, so that's the wrong bag. This is 75 megahertz crystal stuff, so that means the bag that I've got left over here is for all the 25 megahertz, the lower end of the AM crystals. Yeah. There we go. At least it's on the shelf, even though it's still a mess, but that's kind of how I just keep everything that's just like random older remotes and parts to help fix whatever I do come across that I'm working on at the time. So eventually I'll get more of these sold, or I'll just get a shelf to kind of display them a little nicer. So next thing is random shocks. So this has actually got like the Traxxas like shock mount stuff that I use all the time. It's worth actually digging out the bag instead of just keeping it all in there. See? There we go. See? It's, I know it seems like really minute, but the smaller diameter is perfect for sliding into most of the shocks, and then just gives a proper like base to support it from. This is dumb little hardware stuff that helps out in projects. I have a plan for it, but it'd be really cool on an old school Tamiya Hotshot for the rear shock. It's a longer like length, like platinum Traxxas shock. It's cool. Get my shocks out. There we go. Put that in a bit. That's that. And this goes in recycling. I missed. Hold a box of junk. It's mostly just plastic recycling what we use this for. So. White electrical tape's over there. So it goes there. This is box for cab over Tonka, since it's literally all over the place. Oh yeah, so depending on how things work out, I need to cut where I somewhat welded okay this like flared fender. I need to cut and raise it up and just smidge like forward more because of how the caster and just where the height of the wheel is like sitting under suspension like travel. So I'll have to deal with that at some point. But I did get like the semi-clear like plastic headlights on this thing, so I'll be able to put headlights behind it, and everything else is kind of working out. From the RC lot I picked up to help out a friend with giving him that crawler from it and just other like nonsense, I've ended up keeping the extra brushless system out of it and putting it together with the Tamiya CC01 drivetrain that I'm putting together with that cap over. I'm hopefully while I'm finding like parts and stuff cleaning, I find the last bearing because that's all it's keeping me from putting this together and putting it in the frame again. It's fun. Yeah, planetary. I want to have an actual motor separate of the rear end of the drift van. I figure it'll be a little cooler to make it more like a real van with the suspension I'm putting together for it. So this wheel needs to be taken off to have this wheel or rim put back on. If we're lucky, I'll be able to vacuum. There. Now I gotta find a hex. Oh, great. Oh, great. I forgot I don't have a bag for this one yet. Of course not. Find another hex for that so I can go back together. I'm going to put this away a bit more. There. Okay. That's spare parts tree. If I find enough stuff, I might post a listing for the Cloudbuster like frame and a few of the extra stock parts I'm never going to be using again. I'm going to be posting it. I found bumpers and stuff now for it. Oh yeah. If anyone needs a HPI graphite upper deck for an RS4 Pro 2, I've just had this thing in my spare parts box forever. I fear that might be a little hard for somebody to find. Use this. Potentially can. Okay. finally got everything Clodbuster out of this shelf, so I'm just going to start putting new stuff away. A clean spot. Be amazed how much of this stuff gets sucked into the carpet. Then I have to vacuum. It's a vicious cycle. So I don't know how long I plan to stream. I just know I plan on cleaning up the just basement room here, and then hopefully be able to come on there. Hopefully be able to start working on the actual stuff here pretty soon. And that's part of what we'll use on the WPL we'll put together with that Bronco back body in a little bit. This there. I'll put one over. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get ideas. I've used some of the scrap wire from when the welder screws up. I've made them into where they're little hanging hooks for me, just like put an RC off of to hang off of and get them out of the way. I think I'm going to stick it over there, which, yeah. Okay. There. Somewhat presentable. We'll use that to just kind of do an overall picture of the parts I've got and then make a listing for it on Marketplace. And that's kind of how I do cleaning up stuff, and yeah, it'll be useful. I can actually make a few bucks while I'm cleaning up. Okay. Okay. Or if it's just finding random things that you could use on the project. Oh, cool. We got 3 people watching. Thank you. I literally, hopefully this isn't scaring anyone for how filthy it is. This will be better. Yeah, this will be handy. So there's a little like Hot Wheels toy I found that was all broken apart. I've been looking for a stub shaft that I can use to press these other wheels I picked up for it back together. So that'll be useful. A big part of making progress on anything is just organization, and it's a mess, but I understand it, but I don't like it, so that's why stuff gets cleaned up every once in a while. Oh no. Okay, cool. Found part of a drill bit I can still use and some more body clips. Keep sticking them into the Blackfoot here while I keep finding more things. I pop the bearings out of that because I know I'm going to use them or need some bearings pretty soon on the little drift van there once I get to it tonight. There's that. Come on. And that. The wheel can go back away because I don't have any use for it. Actually, that belongs there too. That's an adapter for a different size bearing. Come on. There you go. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else other than just clean up the area and then take a picture of it for sale. So. That'll work. What is this? Ew, that's zoom. That is very weird. Okay. Hmm. More lateral. Playing around with that's part of it, just making a better shot for everything to be for sale. So I'm just gonna try and play around with getting a different shot going on for this. Let's see what we can do. Sorry, just like the phone's being way too fancy with, I just want to take a portrait in like the wider aspect ratio. Weird. There we go, that'll work. Okay. And we're just gonna post this for sale and just say Tonka Cloudbuster parts. That's discussion, not listening. There we go. So we've got a frame, we've got some random other parts. I really just want this out of my hobby room because it's stuff I'm never going to use. So $30 shipped. And now all I have to do is click a few different groups to list it in, and then I'll be done and on to goofing around with other parts to put together tonight. Do, do. There we go. I'm not used to that effect, but all right. So now I'm just gonna throw all this stuff together. That way it's organized, and I'll probably reuse the Walmart bag since I'm trying to use everything I've got to clean up. Why is it so tiny? I forgot the locating brackets for the axles on this. I couldn't put in the listing. Yeah, well. Good enough. There. A patch. Okay. So somewhere I had a bag for all these. They're RC four-wheel drive axle housings, and these are just spare parts I've had that would go to the RC Tonka Winnebago I put together a long time ago. And never ended up using them, so they'll just go back away if I can find the bag for them. That goes here. Yeah, that's why I figured I'd find more stuff that needs to be sent to the middle. Excuse me. Napkins are really helpful when you're like cleaning stuff to restore. Put a receiver in here? Nope. Okay, that's the one I was saving for it that came off the critter crawler. Okay. These are just random ESCs. I don't know if they're good or not, but I've always just kept them on the shelf of just random other parts, so we'll just continue to do that. Somewhere around here, I've got a Novak GTB that we can use because it's made for a brush. Oh yeah, I was when I was rebuilding a diff. Okay. Another Clodbuster part. This was some of the parts that came off that Traxxas 116th car I ended up rebuilding. Guy cobbled together some garbage, and yeah, not a fan. But the hardware is decent, so we're going to save that and then throw the rest of it away. Oh yeah. While everyone's just kind of watching or goofing around, is there anything you guys would like to see me build or do on the channel? I've always just kind of winged it with just like playing around with building stuff from garbage because it's always been kind of fun. Or even just random bits of life, because like finding that slug while I was just cleaning out the basement window, that was just kind of funny. Of like, Billy, why are you trying to run away, Billy? So, as long as the weather keeps it the way it is, hopefully I'll be able to do like an igloo stream where I just take like a bread pan and start shoving snow together and making bricks to make an igloo tomorrow. Because I really don't know if we'll actually have work tomorrow with the weather the way it's been. This is more of the hardware from the RCO I picked up recently. There we go. Oh, there was a lot more hardware than I was expecting. Like even a bunch of little set screws and washers I'll use. You would not believe how much of that stuff I go through just building stuff. So yeah. See, found a hex I can use for the 4-wheel drive Blackfoot. Do I have any other shock stuff I need to grab out of here? Does not look like it, but I know I've got other stuff over here to put away. I'm going to shim that with the way it's fitting. This doesn't leave a whole lot of. What's this? Huh? Never mind. That's actually fitting about the way you'd hope it would. And I think this was the side I needed to change the drive cup on because of the way it was machined, but that's for a later time. Right now, it works. Because I think it is. Yeah, it's 2 different drive cups. This is for a different setup, so that's why everything's fitting kind of wonky. No biggie. Hopefully I find a bag next and I can put the small hardware that I know this thing still needs in it. Cool. There. No.
It's a Tamiya screw. Hex, that goes there. Oh, I recognize this hardware now. It's from the Buddy L station wagon. I guess I had leftover stuff from that I never put away yet. Cool. Yeah, there it is. So currently I'm looking for, this one's got too much paint on it that I mentioned earlier, but I'm trying to find the correct style nut to hold together the hardware I put together on a Lego RC, but it's supposed to be not noticeable, but hold the front end together to where it's way tougher. It'll make sense. So I guess if anyone wants to mention it, like any cool plans for the weekend you're doing, or anything more interesting than just watching some dude put hardware like in a box. Just picking through random junk to throw away. Okay, just in case we need it, I'm going to throw a few of these in the box for that, because I know we'll need a hex of some kind, but I don't know what the width will be that needs to be. Oh, cool, blue, so it goes there. What are these, adapters? Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. So it looks like they're Orion brand, because it turns it from a Traxxas to whatever that blue plug is that I actually got on the Lego RC over there. Bizarre. That is the hardware for the blue Tonka dump truck I've got upstairs. Don't really have any use for this anymore. Unless I could just use it for some other stuff here. Back out, because I'll be putting stuff away in a sec. Oh yeah, I was gonna prop up the laptop to make it where it could vent a bit more. We'll do that in a sec. You are now elevated. Sort of. Enough? No. Nope. There you go. Is that? Yeah, that's good enough, right? Okay. Okay, the remote goes over here. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, did that? I fixed it. Like I got new 9-volt plugs, so everything works again. Okay, quick thing before I put this stuff away. Is there anything I can use it for? It's blank, doesn't do anything. Okay. 2 random links. Won't be using a straight axle on that, and there's nothing really that around that. Streetcar thing, not using on that. Dump truck definitely won't be. Scale 1, no. Clod buster, no. Drag link for that, that wouldn't need it. I might use it on the little dead bug buggy I've had forever. Random dog bones. Let's take a quick look. Why do I keep doing that to myself? Not too long. Okay, so the dog bones that have got in the front are exactly what they need to be, so I can put all these away. That's a little slow progress, but it is less of a mess. Let me take a quick look outside, and yeah, it's still snowing like mad. Quick check of what we got going on for the listing. Oh, we got improved in group, that's about it. Okay, more Tamiya
hardware to put away. Old school JR servo. What did I put in this? I put in not a very good servo. Oh well, nope, no one will notice. I don't think it'll need this to steer what I've got going on here for bell cranks and stuff. So just get set up with the parts up here. Yeah, because I've already got a brushless style servo that I picked up from that RC lot for the drift cab over thing, so we won't need that. Okay, we're gonna look for it's a very specific style nut to put together that one RC. That'll do. Oh, this is where's the screwdriver. Okay. Okay, screw's still in it. Got that. Done that. Back in a moment. So what I've kind of sneaked in is a way, I don't know if you guys can see in there, there's a screw that's going through where there's a push pin for this Lego thing. And under a few times of moving the suspension back and forth, it would slowly make the A-arm pop out. So just putting a little like screw and nut in there, it's holding it against the chassis and just makes it bulletproof. Doesn't make modifying Legos, just makes it better. This quick thing, are we in the shot? Yes, sort of. Okay, I will. Are we better? Yes. Go, crud out of it. And now we're ready to put this back on, which there's not a whole lot left I have to do to this. I've already made it where the LiPo tucks away and is hidden. I need to change out the pillow ball end for this to a Kyosho one, and then get this hooked up to this side of the steering, and then get the toe set, then play around with the zip ties that are helping support the frame, because as much as I've like made it where the frame is triangulated from here up and holding this portion of the frame together separate of the front, it's still flexing away because of how the shocks are. It's just something inherent with Lego. So I'm having to use zip ties to help make it where there's more structure holding it together against the force of the spring. I don't know how else to say that in a coherent way. So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I made it where the battery gets tucked away inside of here and it's spring loaded to actually load the battery in. So I just thought that was cool to mention. So yeah. have no idea where I found this string. That I do. Part of the Hot Wheel toy. Dead flashlight. And if I do this correctly, ta-da, more like easier to see what's all going on, I guess. Cool. And just a quick thing. What time is it? Almost 5. Okay. We'll probably keep streaming until 6-ish, and soon enough I'll actually start working on this stuff, okay? Well, the track's the same, but I don't really have a use for it. Where do I put the van and stuff? Oh yeah, right there. Yeah. Ouch. So, what next? Yeah, there it is. Just where there's more of this, like RC 4-wheel drive stuff hanging around. Yeah, well. I think I missed. There we go. It's really annoying trying to find the really small hardware like this. Oh look, the bearing I'm looking for, except it's the bushing. Great. And it's close enough to arms that'll go in the box. This is its bracket for A-arms. Go in there. There we go. Okay. Still a horrible mess, but it's better.
probably post the listing for the King Blackfoot parts in a little bit now. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the little like plastic bits that are easy for me to grab while I'm doing this. Because the vacuum doesn't really do a great job of getting it all, but if I get most of it, then it's a little easier. There it is. Oh, cool. That was actually an XMOD crystal. I'll be able to use on like a friend's MR2 project, which we might be able to show at some point. Right now it's just pieces, so it's not really cool. Okay, serial parts can go. Actually, could hang them off the side of this if I make. Does anyone see a paper clip? If I had a paper clip right now, I could probably make something kind of handy. So I can make it where it hooks over the edge. Anyone ever watch MacGyver? I like to think I live off the same principles. Okay. Doing that, making that. Hook on the edge. Do that. Do that. Hook it into there. Ew. Okay. This is not going the way I hoped. Don't really want to drill a hole into this like bookshelf because it's one I've actually kept nice. Well, it simply weighs too much. Oh well, we'll just set it off to the side here, I suppose. It's a little less cool. Okay. Most of the drift thing is put away here. I don't want to make a mess of this because it's weighing on one particular bearing. Grease pack will come in later. Oh, that's where he went. It's the cleaner cut gearbox I used for that Drexus Street Sport I was putting together a long time ago. Would have been way easier to put together if I had found that piece sooner. So, yeah. It is all King Blackfoot stuff, so I can take a picture of it with those parts, and it won't be making me lose anything I ever use. Okay. You know, it's kind of sad they made so many pieces for these King Blackfoots, and the four-wheel drive one's less like redundant. Like it's a simpler design, but it's not as garbage. Actually, I might have to use this one because I don't have. Yeah, I don't think I have a second proper one for that, so that's kind of a catch-22. Do I want to bother with this? Because I'll have to move everything around. We'll just see. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, I'm not used to this phone. Okay, so get more of the background stuff I haven't vacuumed and cleaned up out of the way. Could do more of a vertical shot and that would be okay, but if I could get this in frame more, I'd have a better, yeah. That's better. There. All right. Probably $40. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a whole lot here. I could do 40 and just cleaning out stuff I've got. I don't really have anything left in because all the parts I needed. Yeah. So. And there we go. All right, now shove all this together in something and then I can get out of the way of the floor. So I'm probably gonna grab another box. So I've got a partially broken Tamiya lunchbox gearbox. I was thinking about I could potentially put on the back of the ORV chassis and make something that looks sort of like an early 80s like short course truck. Then I could modify the front bulkhead of the King Blackfoot and make it where the geometry is horrible. But that's just an idea that I don't have patience for because I've got better and cooler things to make. What's this? This better not be an address. I don't think it is, but I don't like the chance of being anyone's address because I don't think it's even mine. Now it definitely can't be anyone's, so won't be doxing anyone. this I can put under the, yeah, out of the way. So and this goes back because I don't think I'll be putting any more of this stuff away. And yeah, it's progress. It's better than it was earlier, right? So yeah. Shotgun. Just picking through and finding the metal chunks because I've got a bag set up for that, for where I might use them for just making random brackets or just to put in or the metal recycling in the garage. There you go. Okay, get that box put away and a few more things, and then we'll start putting stuff together. No clue what it is, but it's got hardware, so it gets taken apart. Possibly, or am I just, it's broken. I'll take it apart and save the hardware. Maybe I won't, since I don't see an Allen key around here that's the right size. I don't feel like taking one out. Oh, cool, weaver bar. So yeah, that was a random other like lot I picked up a while ago that had A scale like links, and with the partial A scale links, I was able to put together all of the stuff I need for the 4-link for the quad. And then it's got something where I think it came off of like an X Max because this is absolutely gigantic. So yeah. Oh, I know. That's for charging like RC, like nickel metal, like battery packs and the micro stuff. Cool. Structural parts, we will get to those someday because I'm currently putting together the RC that use some of those parts. So where was, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that one RC lot with the Camaro and that crawler, it really stocked me up on some hardware I've always kind of had lacking of. I don't know how to say that. So, I'm trying to get all this stuff closer together because I just want to dump it out in my hand. And then we'll pick it out, since I didn't know I had dividers. So. Box for the van is right there. That's weird, it's a pillow ball. Alright, we'll run this upstairs because I'm just going to give this to, you know, random friend of mine with stuff. So, yes, it's the other gearbox. I might need that for the van, even though the other one seemed to be okay. Ah, there we go. Other than that. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Here's another one we'll be working on at some point since I'm getting stuff done. It's a Kyosho Double Dare. So I haven't tested this thing. I just picked up for about $20 because you can't say no to a Kyosho Double Dare for $20 because that's absurd. So, yeah. I think about the Blackfoot would have been kind of a similar. Good on battery. Yep, we are. Oh yeah, that and that. Yeah, if you have to use a hose clamp on an RC, you're probably not doing it right. Might be the wrong part to use. Yeah, man. Box. Cool. Okay. That was cobbled together RC antenna, so I might use that for fixing some other one. Self tapper and some other garbage. That bullet casing? Yeah, 357. Cool. Just keep that around because it's cool. No, I'm joking. I'm just gonna throw it out.
Okay. Still a horrible mess, but it's better, right? So, yeah, if we can get the floor a little better, we will then do RC things. Okay, round around. When did I get the? Oh yeah, this was from a Tamiya lot I picked up. See, that's a big thing. I don't really spend a whole lot on parts normally. I just kind of end up with a bunch because people have a bunch of broken garbage that, like a whole servo stuck to a broken top plate of a Rustler, that I just kind of come across over time. Oh wait, I could use this random drill. Okay, that's how it works. What the hell did I use? It looks like self tappers that they all stripped out. That's bogus. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Let's see, I can cut through it with this. You get one side broke loose, then the other side will come out easy. Part of the way there. Then use this, breaking up the part. And continue. Now for the back side. Leaf cut, don't have that much left. And if I grab this right, ta-da! See, just random like common sense stuff. Like not putting a bicycle in front of a door that you have to push open in order to exit a building. I'm saying that because of random reference, because idiots I've dealt with. Okay. Lego stuff and things I don't feel like dealing with. It will get set to the back burner. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab some paper for another thing. Oh, paper. Yeah. And another thing I've had on the back wall is this is a random thing I picked up from Goodwill. I want to pull the back of it off, and I've got a lithograph that you guys, I don't know. Hold on a second. Yeah, you guys can't see in the shot, but you will in a second. It's a lithograph from the print they would use to make the drawn like advertising from back in the 60s of just old Chevy cars and stuff. I've made a few of them. It's similar to the one that I've got in another part of my house, and I've given it to a few people, but it's a really cool little history thing that I just kept one in here that I couldn't find a picture frame for because it was weird size. So yeah.
you would try and do that. Try and like, rip separate of what I had to take. One more. Ta-da! Okay, now I gotta find scissors and oh, they're there. So try and be careful with this because this is roughly, well, it's from the 60s. How long ago was that roughly now? 70 years at this point? Oh, no, I'm dumb. Sorry, about 60 years old, considering 4 years to 2000, and then it's 2024. So, I mean, it's getting closer to 70, but yeah. See, no tires. So part of the paper is, with the way this is printed, I wouldn't really see anything of the background of it. So we're going to take the back of it off and then lay the paper on after we get the first part of the lithograph on, I believe. Does this pop apart or did I buy the wrong thing? I'm gonna have to get more creative with just kind of putting paper together on it and then putting the lithograph in and hope for the best. Checking the battery percentage. Yeah, we're fine. We'll live. Okay. Let's make sure the taped edge of this is going to be covered up by the other side of it. So not quite sure how we're going to do that because I was planning on pulling the back of this off. I swore that's how it worked, but sure doesn't look that way. Just gonna try and tuck this under the edge of the blackboard. I hope for the best. This kind of sucks to do. I wish it would have just had a normal picture frame. Because the way this is put together, I'm not sure how you'd ever get a picture in it. Okay, I'm just gonna experiment here. Tape in there, you can see the edge. Has to be the way this can work. staples. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah. So this is just gonna suck no matter what I do. That's awesome. I'm not putting glue down. I just have to live with the taped edge because I'd rather have the picture or the lithograph in a bad picture frame than none. Okay, I think I will like it with a little bit of the black edge there. Or I could just redo and try and get it all. This is not like how it's turning out. But this was an average picture frame. Okay. Here. That will age the way I need it to at least. I've got tons of this paper in the basement, so it's not gonna hurt me to waste a little bit of it until I get a picture frame that's better. It's gonna take forever. Wasn't how I was hoping this would go. Yay, terror. Okay, so terrible? No? Just have to keep my eye out for a better like frame at some point now. I'll just do that since I'm going to be covering up that edge. And same here. Here. Okay. Are we there yet? No. Almost. Okay. A little bit here as well. Now I'm just curious, was this like a chalkboard or something? Because it's not even made, it's just weird. I thought it was just like a kind of a strange picture frame that I could use to just put my lithograph in, but now I'm just curious what it was for. Okay, get that tucked in. So, and then the tape on either edge, and then have to put it in there. Of course, he had a wrinkle. That just makes it look so much better. Okay, a little bit here. Still not as good as I hoped it would be, but it's better than none. There. See? Like, I'll just keep trimming this. Yeah, then it's not going to bother me too much to trim the edges of this down, to be honest. They were pretty beat up. A little bit off that side too. Yeah. If I trim a little bit more off of here, I can get past where there's a tear on it, and then I can lay it in, put tape in, and you'll see what it is better than sideways. Can I? Yeah, kind of can. Okay, let's see how that fits us. That'll eventually work. Okay, edge. These are not going to work. Just gonna have to tape it down and trim the edges, I think. You know, I'm not trimming much more off. I'm just gonna call it. Could be better, but it's a framed sort of thing now. So, yeah. I gotta stick this on the wall. Okay, sec. Just remember some more stuff to put away. Okay, probably put it there, move the clock either there or on the back wall. Just thinking of different things to move around. One second. And yeah, it is only 5:40. I thought it was 6. We might be able to go a little later than 6, I guess. Because I don't have a whole lot going on yet today. Nice. You're gonna be like that. Can I just have the part where the nail's in the wall? Yes. Better than nothing for a picture frame, right? Hold on a second. Like, decent, right? I mean, it's just temporary. So, yeah. Back to the mess on here. There you go. So, here's